Welcome YouTube watchers of the amateur gamer community, because I doubt anyone from outside of amateur gaming community even watches these. Welcome to the podcast called TeamWatch, episode 7. I'm your host, the Big Fat Mex. I am joined here today with my friend, Where Angels Dies, or Where Angels Die.
Hello.
Yes, he is a member of the Weenie Hut Jrs team. He's had some history there. Just first things off, I just got to start out with saying Aerosan and Rehax Huntress, you're terrible DPS. No, I'm just kidding. Love you guys. But anyway, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, Angels?
I'm where angels die. People call me Angels, and a few special people like Max call me Miracle Monkey.
Oh yeah, you
I've been
mentioned that.
playing. I was actually one of the founders of Weenie Hut Jrs. I joined when Distortions asked me if I wanted to join a team. Amateur gamers community, and I'm really glad to be a part of it.
Yeah. So go through with us, like, cause you weren't always Weenie High Juniors. At first, you were a team called Fibs, from what I heard. And how
hmm
did you get introduced to this? Because I found Distortions on its place and offered him to be on my team, and then he already knew you guys. Like, how did this come up by your perspective?
Well, Distortions and I have been playing together since around February, so we've been playing together for a while now.
Oh yeah,
And he would tell me every once in a while like, oh, I was in this tournament and we won, and like it was really cool back when he was on Yin and Yang.
yeah.
And he decided to make his own team with us as friends. Like we didn't really take it too seriously. That's back when we were Fibs. It was just a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of friends just getting together and screwing around for a tournament. We actually got a lot further than we expected. Honestly, we expected to be knocked out the first round,
Mm-hmm.
and actually, I think we got to the finals that tournament. I don't know, that was a few months ago.
I think you
But
you guys went to the finals last against like Steel Team Six, wasn't it?
I think that's what it was.
Yeah. Anyway,
But
sorry. Continue.
after that, yeah, after that, we decided. The Sorcerers said to me and Poofy, like, if you guys want to get more serious about this, we can. And we said sure, and that's where we met Name Date Age and Lion Claw and Storm Shield, and we started playing as Weenie Hut Juniors instead of Fibs. And ever since then, we've been doing our best to actually take this seriously and improve as a team.
Yeah. There was a little bit there where you're what, Eon Black or Eon Eternity or something like that. Like,
That
what was?
was that was a confusing time period.
I
We
like the
were
name,
gonna
but no one else was like, "Oh, go back to Weenie
no
Eternity."
one yeah, no one else on Winnie Hut Juniors liked it. I kind of liked it. Distortions kind of liked it. Like, we were gonna be playing under another organization, but
Yeah,
it never actually went through. So we've gone back to playing as Winnie Hut Juniors.
that's pretty cool though. You guys have had a lot of success. If could you give me a brief, like, what was it like in the AGL, like coming in and then doing how as well as you guys did?
Well, we lost our first three games because I couldn't be there, so we had to have someone sub for main tank.
Hmm.
And I have, I like to think that I have a really like unique play style where I really don't know where I'm jumping half the time. I'll
You're like,
just
this
jump in
is in
and I'll
there.
just
Oh my
yeah, I'll just
gosh.
jump in and say, okay, well, I'm in here, so let's get this guy.
Well, I thought there was a secret to the Miracle Monkey, and now I know it, I guess.
No, it's mostly
It
just
probably doesn't
it's
work for
mostly just
everyone.
hit. Yeah, it's mostly just hit all one and hope that Storm's there to back me up.
Wow.
But um, but yeah, our team we lost our first three games, and it was against the powerhouses of AGL. Like,
Yeah.
we lost to I think it was IJHM, SPL, and I don't honestly remember what the other
It was
team was.
Pulse, I think, at
Oh,
the
okay.
time. I'm pretty sure it was Pulse. I could be
hmm
wrong, but I'm sure. But anyway, and then continue.
Well, we after that name date age had to go on vacation for a while. I think he went to England, and we had Swat Hussein sub for him,
Uh-huh.
and Swat Hussein. I don't know. I know a few people know him. He's actually a really good player who recently hit top 500. Now that I think of it,
Hmm.
and he really helped us organize ourselves a lot more. He taught us how to play a lot more like how to say this, kind of like thinking about our supports. while we
Mm-hmm.
were jumping in at the same
Uh-huh.
time. And he showed us how to push points a lot better so that we could, be more efficient with our ults, try and be as safe as possible. And honestly, without him, we probably wouldn't have gotten as far as we did.
That's really interesting. Is he on your team currently, or where is he at?
No, he left our team while during the time where Distortions wasn't really at home because I
Mm-hmm.
guess he got bored of just waiting to have some scrims and games,
Mm-hmm.
and he just left our team. And I don't actually know if he's on a team right now. I know that
Oh.
he's been. I saw him floating around the other day asking for a team,
Huh.
but I don't really know where he's at right now.
Interesting. Yeah, because he was on SBL for a little while as like a tryout. But
Hmm.
overall, he didn't really fit with the synergy of our team, so to speak. Because he had, like you said, he had a lot of good ideas about everything, but it seemed to contradict with a lot of stuff we were trying to do as our kind of personal flow, and he ended up not making the team, I guess. It was, but eh. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, no, you guys, that was a crazy game because I remember casting that whole AGL final tournament. And honestly, I thought you guys were going to beat Skybound because it was like to the fifth map on Anubis. It was like so close. And if you guys would have won that game, I would have seen you go the whole way, easy
Yeah,
peasy.
we were so sad there because we just basically lost because we used too many ults in a couple fights.
Oh, that was both.
Like towards the very last fight, they had ult advantage and we lost because of that. We were so salty, but I mean we were pretty happy still because after that we went and beat. I, I think it was Team Little Epic
Yeah, it
in
was
the
Team Little Epic.
semifinals,
Yeah.
and we actually, I'm not gonna lie, we were kind of bored because I mean we'd been playing for like 6, 7 straight hours just of Overwatch. We were all really tired,
Dude,
and
that
you
tourney took
said, you know what?
forever. Like, oh my
Yeah,
gosh. We should split that in 2 days next time. Like, holy guacamole.
probably yeah. But
But yeah.
for that semifinal, we said, you know what? Let's just mess around. Let's put Storm on Bastion because that's his best DPS, and we actually beat him 3-0.
I remember
We
that
go.
too, like giving like Shiny or asking Shiny for a break because I was like exhausted from casting and I hadn't
I can
eaten.
imagine.
It was like ridiculous. And I came back and I was like, Storm is on Bastion. What is going on? Shiny is not saying anything. I'm like, why is Storm on Bastion? Like, what is this? And it was
Well,
pretty
I
cool.
mean, we were, as I said, we were really bored. We were thinking about like just switching up everyone's roles, like putting Storm on DPS and Poofy on tank or something like that. But we said, hey, no, let's not do that. Let's just put Storm on Bash and run triple tank around him.
Yeah, that's pretty
And
cool.
we didn't put the only map we actually had trouble doing that on was Zerato, where they actually full held us.
Hmm.
But and like we were gonna run Bastion again, and then the Sorcerer said, you know what, guys, I'm really tired. I just want to get this over with. Let's run on normal comp. And we actually held them even further up than they held us. So
Wow,
that's pretty
that's
cool.
pretty crazy. What kind
Hmm.
of what expectations are you expecting to go in for this second season? Did you watch any of the tournament for the preview thing? Because I
I
think
watched
Team
a
Jade
little bit of
won
the
that.
tournament. Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. The teams are definitely there's definitely some stronger teams this time around.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not so much there's going to be the powerhouses and then just the other teams that are kind of there. And I think this league is going to be. I think it's going to be more fun than the last season because there's better teams. There's going to be more competition, and the fact that it's all a little more organized. It although maybe we'll have some conflicts with timing. I think it'll make the league a lot more enjoyable.
I don't know. I'm still withholding like judgment and seeing what's going on because I would have liked this like I would have liked a this kind of the same format as last season where captains pick their times because it seems more convenient. But for organization's sake and for to take it easy on Zach and amateur and whatnot, uh, I think this is a great format as well. Um,
Hmm.
because Sundays, I'm just glad I don't have to work on Sundays most of the time, so I should be readily available to either play or cast. Um, but yeah, No, it's good. It's definitely going to be interesting. Um,
Yeah.
so you were talking to me before about like being a caster and like how that was like one of your passions. Have you like casted anything recently? Like, because we casted together I think a couple times, but have you like pursued that at all? To be like,
Actually, recently I've been really busy, so I haven't been able to cast yet.
dang,
It's actually been close to a month since I casted last time.
oh,
Because recently I had my baseball league start up again.
mm-hmm,
So I have practices for that, and I have scrims to organize.
yeah,
Because I am currently the manager of Weenie Hut Jrs. Since Distortions is out, so I'm busy trying to set up scrims, and ZigZag's actually helped me out a lot with that,
oh yeah,
which I'm really glad he is, because I didn't realize how difficult this was,
oh
and I feel
dude, you
kind of
have,
bad for Distortions now.
oh man, like I was the like captaining for Weenie Yin and Yang was just a nightmare for me too. Like it's like I think people take it for granted the captains and managers of the teams, like
Hmm.
especially if they're both. Like if you're like in-game leader, captain, and manager, you're just like it just crushed me. It was just ridiculous. Um, but yeah. So is there any word on Distortions getting better internet to come back, or like is he just Destiny forever, or what? What's up with that?
He said that maybe in a month or two
Oof.
he could uh he could get his internet back to being good enough to play Overwatch again. But for the start of AGL, he will not be there, unfortunately.
That's sad. So your
Hmm.
current roster is you and ZigZag on tank, Storm and
Hmm.
Poofy on heals, and then Lion
Name and Line
Claw
Claw on
and Name.
DPS.
Okay,
Yep.
it's a really
We
interesting lineup.
Yeah, Zigzag can flex a lot. I can flex a lot. So can Line Claw. Like, I'm really happy with how our team is right now.
Hmm.
Like if we need fair counters, we've got them. If we need triple DPS, we can run it. If we need triple tank, we can run it too.
That's really
It's
interesting. You guys gotta flex with the
like
situation.
mhm. Personally, my team doesn't like running triple tank, but I love it.
Dude, I love triple tank too. Like I've seen
I
like more
really
than
miss
not.
it.
When I see like a triple tank and triple DPS like going, I see like triple tank working probably like 60% of the time, and triple DPS working like 40% of the time. And they're like niche picks. Like if something
Hmm.
isn't working, trying either of these out. Sometimes it works if you have competent roles, or I mean competent people playing those roles.
Yeah.
But it's really cool to see every now and then.
Honestly, I
So
just missed being able to play on in competitive, not having someone complain about it.
yeah, I know, right? Like Anna, I miss Anna so much. Anna was great. Like I didn't even have to be good with her to get value out of her. Like I
Hmm.
mean,
Anna's my favorite hero to play. She's
really?
just so versatile. She's really versatile, and
Yeah,
like
that I agree.
like even though back when I played Anna, I was still a plat scrub. Like I could just practicing my sleeps and nades over and over again. I got really good at Ana.
That's crazy. I didn't
And
even know
then,
you played any kind of Anna before.
yeah, actually Ana was my third gold run, I think.
Wow. That was something I did not know. And I usually make it
Hmm.
my business to know all of the things, but it wasn't yeah.
Sneaky little Mex can't find out everything, I
I
guess.
know. I mean, I make it my business. I mean, I usually like cast hooligans like, oh, look all these people, and then I talk to these people like, oh, you like this and that, and cool.
Yeah,
But yeah. I don't think I've queued with you yet, have I?
and competitive. Actually, no, we haven't.
I think
It's been months. Like
I
we've been casting together for months and we haven't done it.
I subbed for you guys once. Uh,
Yeah,
I
you
think
subbed
on
for
the
us
thing.
in a tournament.
I don't know. I don't remember the tournament, but that was some fun times for sure.
Hmm. We have a really, I like to think that we have a really like kind of chill vibe on our team. Like we even for serious games, we kind of mess around a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone, if you watch Poofy or my streams, whenever we play, every once in a while you'll hear Storm just yell, "Guys, I'm getting dope," and we're all just talking over him and laughing.
I think I've played with Poofy once, but I don't remember what he sounds like.
Poofy's really quiet during games and scrims, which is kind of surprising because he is very vocal when he plays
Wow,
competitive.
he must be serious. But then sometimes it just seems like he poofs out of existence. All the puns. uh, but yeah, no, it's crazy. I can't wait for the season to start. It's gonna be legit. Who do you guys play first?
I think our first game against Skybound Lightning.
No way.
Yes, way.
What? What? Hold on, I gotta look at this. There's no way. What chat is that in? Or do you have a picture?
I can look it up right now, but I'm pretty sure it's in AGL Season 2, Captain's Chat, the General Chat. Yeah, it's all over the place, I'm pretty sure.
Is it a pin message? Did Zach pin it? Is he
Maybe.
good on that? Pin the messages.
First, we play against Skybound Lightning. No, actually, our first game's against Team Little Epic, and the next game's against Skybound Lightning, but it's
Oh, so
still on
you
the
played
first
two
day.
games this week.
hmm
So that's what I was hearing. Like some teams are playing two games, some teams are not playing two games. I don't think we're one of them. But now that I know we're fighting you guys, like, tell me. So have you? What are your trainings like? Like,
What are our
do
trade
you
secrets?
guys practice a lot or
We've definitely been trying to practice more and more, but our schedules are really hard to line up, especially with ZigZag being in England. I always feel really bad when we have kind of later
yeah,
scrims.
that's the
Like
worst
two,
too
yeah, it's like
because
1:30, 2 in the morning for him.
we actually dropped Marcuso from our roster because he was EU and the times were just killing him. Like it's really
Where does
tough.
Marquisa live?
He lives in Norway, excuse
Oh,
me,
I didn't know.
Norwegia. For Marcuso walking, I always give
No,
him crap
Norway's the
like
right word.
calling it Norwegia. Oh, I know Norway's the right word, but every time he's in
Oh,
there, I
okay.
call it Norwegia because because of the lulz. But yeah, it's really tough because Mark is a great DPS. It's
hmm
really tough to lose him, and we still have Lozzie. Lozzie's amazing DPS, and I don't think we have a solid DPS like Philly yet. I think it's still floating in the air, which is kind of scary because I mean, I can DPS, Skettle can swap flex the DPS, but actually Skettle's not playing either. Skymount Lightning is looking kind of shaky right now. It's gonna be interesting.
That sucks.
I don't know. I know
Well,
Truth. I guess Truth is like technically captain in IGL. Skettle's like management, I guess now. Um,
mhm.
I'm the team counselor. People come to me with their problems. Well, it's not so much that it's so much that I see a problem and I'm like, hey, how can I help? Like
Mhm.
that sort of thing. Um,
Well, I mean, you were saying that Mark is a great DPS, and I have to
yeah.
agree, but I will never forget the tournament that we had where I actually got to play DPS because we were missing one of our DPS, so we had someone sub tank, and I played DPS.
Mhm.
And Mark tried to solo me as Genji when I was on Tracer, and I just one clipped him out of it.
What?
I will never let him forget that.
Wow, you hear that, Mark? Boom. Savage. Um, that's just crazy. Like my DPS range is from either Hanzo, Junkrat, and I can play Soldier well. Like those are like my confident 3 DPS. Otherwise, I'm just on tank and support. Freaking,
Man,
some people don't believe my Reinhardt's good, but I'll have to show them.
they
We'll
don't know
see.
you.
They don't know me. Um, oh yeah. Oh, that's just the leaderboard I'm looking at. Dang it. So we have our final teams are Skyline Lightning, Weenie Hut Jrs, Team Little Epic, Crystal Rain, Vanquish, Fluffy Esports, Turnback Esports, not Vengeance. Vengeance has been disqualified from what I've heard, um, from the
and
tournament
broke
because they
and
had.
Broken Dagger was the team that was replacing them, right?
Is it okay? I couldn't remember the name. Thank you. Broken Dagger, Skybound Thunder, Proto Niao, Proto Niao.
I actually haven't seen them play
I
at
haven't
all. I've
seen them
never
play
even heard of
either.
them.
Like this is really gonna be interesting. I can't. I hope. See, that's the thing. Like, I wanted to be the caster because they said we're gonna have permanent casters, and then
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, cool. So I can see every game. But if we do this format, we're gonna do like basic regular tournament format. We have one side another, and I'm not gonna get to cast every game because reasons. So that kind of
Yeah.
sucks. But it's I guess I'll have to rewatch the games. I still haven't watched the tournament from the preview tournament yet, and I heard Team Jade won, and I'm pretty sure someone from Team Jade is going to be in the next podcast next week. But that could
Hmm.
change too. What I'm probably gonna start doing is like podcast, like recording like 5 or 6 podcasters, see who. Well, actually, that wouldn't work. I'll probably just end up recording podcasts like Monday, Tuesday, and then upload them Wednesday because Sunday's our game day, and then at least we can recap on Sundays and do that, which is kind of cool for now. But you haven't played Sunday yet. But you played in the preview tournament this Saturday, right?
Yeah. We got invited.
Oh yeah, you got invited. Never mind, I forgot about that.
Weenie Hut Jrs all the way.
Well then, we'll have to see. Weenie Hut Jrs is looking very strong right now, but also like other strong teams like Vanquish. Actually, Vanquish does not have Mr. Tubbs anymore. Mr. Tubbs is
Oh,
currently
they
looking for a
don't?
team. Anyone looking for
Oh,
a
man.
main tank,
Storm's happy about that.
yeah. Anyone looking for a main tank, hit up Mr. Tubbs. This is plug Tubbs time. You're welcome, Tubbs. That'll be $20. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
Storm's really happy about that. We scrimmed not
dude, we scrimmed
Vanquish, but a team
Vanquish.
that Mr. Tubbs was subbing for,
It was Vanquish. He
and
was
he
he was
would just
on the
run
team.
through. Yeah, but when we scrimmed another team, and he was subbing for them for the scrim,
Oh, well then.
and he would just walk through our whole team, and Storm would yell at us
Dude,
the whole time.
Tubbs is so crazy. Honestly, I would love to have Tubbs on our team, but we have
He's a
enough
really good
like
ride.
tanks. Like his Ryan's amazing, his Winston's amazing. Um, but you know, we can't always be happy. Whoever gets Tubbs though is gonna be a lucky team for sure. Um,
Hmm.
but it's gonna be interesting. Um, but yeah, all this Overwatch. What do you like to do when you're not Overwatching?
Like games or
Like
just in
games,
general?
hobbies, whatever's.
Well, as I said earlier, I play baseball on the
Oh.
on the side. I
In like a
used
high
to
school
play
team or like a
uh, kind of an out of school league, but basically just high school level.
oh, I see.
And I don't know, baseball's just always been a sport I enjoyed. I've been playing it since I was in like preschool. My dad loves the sport, so he got me into it.
Baseball's pretty dope.
And yeah, it's really fun. Like so many people talk smack about baseball, saying, "Oh, you just stand there for 2 hours." Yeah,
Nah,
when you're playing
baseball's
against a team that's terrible.
baseball's one of those sports that I don't like watching, but I prefer playing. Because there are
Oh,
certain
I'm
sports
like that
like
for every sport, unfortunately.
you like
I don't like watching
playing.
sports that much.
Though I like
Yeah, I like
watching
playing.
football. Football is like I don't know. There's something about football that's just like, dang, he got hit super hard. Glad that wasn't me. Like
Hmm.
based on that.
I mean, I
I
used
played
to
a
play
little
football
baseball.
too. Yeah, I used to play football too, but I took a little too many hits to the head,
Eesh.
and I can't play anymore, unfortunately.
Wow, that's crazy. What position did you
Hmm.
play?
Fullback.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
And I had some fun playing fullback with my friends.
Dude, I love.
Because
Sorry, go ahead.
my one of my best friends, it was a fullback too. So we just talk smack with each other. And I'll never forget the day that I got laid out, even after the whistle was called during one of our practices. And my friend just stood there laughing at me instead of helping me up.
Dude, oh my gosh, I have so many crazy. I love playing football. It was such a fun time. I really miss it. I
Hmm.
want to play in like another league, but I don't really know where to look around here. I think like some adults do football around here, but I have to look into
Yeah,
it.
I've heard of them.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, about letting like I remember so many different times when I was like, well, this is gonna hurt because one practice we were I guess doing like a scrim with each other
Hmm.
Like I was trying to tackle this guy with the ball, and like he kind of like hit me, and I think it's kind of hazy, so this might not be completely accurate, but I was either falling back and was like trying to either steady myself or something, so I ended up accidentally grabbing his face mask and like taking him down with me by the face mask.
Oh.
Um, Ref didn't see anything, or I guess whoever was acting ref. I was like, "Oh, sorry, man," and he just like kind of looked at me dirtily. I'm like, "Oh, great." And then like the next play, he finds me and grabs me by the face mask and like slams me down by. I was like, I'm sorry, I deserve that. That's my bad. Just so many, yeah.
Well,
I've
stuff
been
like that
chop blocked
happens.
before. Chop blocking sucks.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
like there's a dude who was like bigger than me chop blocking me. I was like, bruh, really? Come on. I don't know. So many different
I
stories.
honestly, my most distinct memory of pain that I have in football was we were playing the best team in our district,
Yeah.
and I was meant to cut one of their linebackers,
Hmm.
and I went to cut him, and I just bounced right off.
Wow.
That kid was huge.
Man.
I remember sitting there before the play, okay, who I have to cut. Let me just look for him real quick. And then I saw him. I really said, I hope he moves up to the line. So that's not him.
Dang.
The kid was enormous. It really hurts when you just bounce off someone like that.
I knew that's just crazy. There, speaking of enormous people, I knew this guy on my team. His name was Trey. This dude
Hmm.
had like size 15 feet, like in middle
Oh.
school. It was like, what is this monster in front of me? Like, and he was like the exemplary dude. Like he was the coach, or the coach was like, okay, we're doing. I don't remember what kind of practices they were. I think it was just like, tackling practices, seeing who can like overcome the other person. And Trey
Hmm.
always won. And the coach is like, this is an exemplary member, because he wasn't actually that big. Um,
Just his feet were
he
big.
was his feet were big. He was actually kind of a big dude, but he was just like super strong. I was like, man, I don't know. He was just really hard to take out, and they're like, everyone should be more like Trey. And I'm like, okay, cool. I've had
Hmm.
bad experiences though with sports. Like I played baseball. Oh, hold on, I gotta plug in my headset. Uh, like I said, all right, my bad. Super professional podcast. Always having the headset charging. Anyway, uh, I was playing baseball for I don't remember if it was a high school team or a middle school team. I think it was a high school team. Um, and I didn't. I wasn't in our like lineup for defense or whatever. I think. I don't know. This baseball terminology is old because I haven't played or watched baseball in forever. Um,
Hmm.
but my team or my coach, noticed that the other side had an injured player or something, or he couldn't play. So the dude would hit the dude on the other team would hit the ball, and then they would make me run his bases. And I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
does
I
that
remember. I
happen
remember doing
often?
that. Not at this level, but I remember back in elementary school doing that.
I was in elementary school. I don't think it was even middle school, to be honest, because it must have been high school. Because in middle
Hmm.
school I did, or maybe it was. Man, I don't remember. 'Cause I don't think I stuck with the baseball team for very long. I was a track dude. I love track because I was the
Hmm.
thrower. I'm like, I could do thrower things and still like work out in track and still hang out. And track meets were the best. Like you just sit around, wait for your event, and chill with your friends, and it's just cool. And then you throw
Yeah,
when
I
you
can
need to
imagine.
throw, and you just chill. Like that was awesome. I love track meets. I was never
And
very
that
good at it.
experience carries on because you throw all of SBL's games.
Oh, oh, roasted. Feels bad, man. Man, I don't know. I think we're also looking for a healer. I don't know. SBL is in pretty shaky place right now, I think. Or am I just telling everyone that so they can think that, and then we come back full strength? What's up? Debated. No, I'm
You have
just
no
kidding.
idea how happy ZigZag would be to hear that y'all are shaky. He was
ZigZag.
so worried because we lost the scrim against you guys because we had a friend of ours subbing who he can only play Mercy, but he's terrible at Mercy. So,
When did
you
we
know,
scrim you? I probably wasn't there. Outside of that
yeah, you weren't
tournament.
there. It was last weekend, I think,
Yeah, I've been so
or
busy.
a
Like
couple
I,
weekends
I
ago.
just I just got a promotion to manager. Um,
Oh,
and my
good.
hours is
Well, good job.
oh thanks.
Um,
I didn't
what's the
expect
word?
it. Congratulations.
That's the word.
I was
Congratulations.
I
I
was
can
gonna
think.
say English is kind of hard, but I didn't think it would be that hard. But yeah, my hours are up, and thank God I don't need to. I'm not working Sundays, so it's awesome.
That's cool.
I know. Yeah, sports is crazy, and there's so many like it's so crazy. Just like when you're playing Overwatch and thinking like there's so many similarities when it comes to like team play. Like if you play as a team and coordinate well, like you can put that into like video games like this, and that's probably why they call it a sport, was because
hmm
it's a game. Like honestly, all a sport is a game. I think that's the literal definition. Um, and I'm assuming. Hold on, I'm gonna look at the exact definition of a sport right now. But I thought it was a game where you coordinate with your team. Um, hold on, sport.
What about golf though?
This is actually true. So it must be just game. Definition.
Well, I mean, I see. Like, I understand what you're saying here. I actually used Overwatch for an essay that I wrote for school.
Really?
Because
That's pretty
yeah, we had
cool.
to write we had to kind of write an essay about something that happened in our life that kind of affected us, and actually used casting and Overwatch as my essay term to help to explain some of the stuff that's been yeah, kind of Overwatch carries on to my normal life, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I do the same thing with like when I had to write essays. First off, sport, the actual definition is an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment. So, golf is a sport, but that's not really physical exertion a whole lot. Um, but
I mean, people
skill
get
is
tired. They strain the
yeah,
wrists.
I could say I can see. But if you could also swap that to physical or mental exertion, because Overwatch can be a very mental game. I mean, a lot of the players
hmm
after the AGL season 1, like were tired. Like I was
Took a
hanging
break.
out. Like at the time, I
Yeah.
was at Zaxophone's house, and we were watching. Yeah,
I I love that you were there because that it just reminds me of when I could hear him through your mic yelling no.
those are good times. Oh man. But yeah, we'll have to
That's pretty great.
maybe we'll just make an event out of it. Like every AGL season, I'll just go over to Zach's place, and that'd be cool.
hmm
But what I was getting at was actually I don't know what I was getting at. Dang it, Zach.
Something,
Oh, people were getting tired. Like the
something.
mental exertion.
That's it. Yeah.
Like Zach was tired after the end of that. He even wanted to drink with me. He was so tired. I'm like, bruh. Like we were planning on this to watch the final episode of Game of Thrones and just drink. I'm not letting you go on that, Zach. If you watch this, still. But yeah, it's it's pretty exerting yourself mentally if because you're mentally like checking every you have like a mental checklist like hey, okay, are we grouped up, okay, check, okay, are we gonna engage, or we're currently engaging, who are we gonna jump on, you jump on like Mercy, check, jump on
hmm
whatever, check, and you have to go through these like checklists and then get the point. And then on defense you're like, okay, here they come, do is our support safe, uh check, either if they're not safe, take out whoever's taking them out, and then move on from there. And it's like, I'm sure not a whole lot of teams play like that. Like they have like an agenda or like an order of how to do things, but even involuntarily, you kind of have to at least know. At least people playing at this level should at least know to group up and jump on a certain target. Like that's like bare minimum at our level right now. Um,
hmm
and that is like it's an it's a exhausting mental thing if you do it for a long enough time. Just like you're gonna get exhausted if you play for a lot of time, but like with the basketball or baseball or football, um,
hmm
and a lot of people like Well, I don't know if anyone in our community would per se say that like, oh, this isn't a sport, blah blah blah. Because I'm assuming most of us in the community are open-minded, like, and we like it enough. Like, this is very, it's a sporting game. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the point was that because the audience who I wanted to reach aren't gonna watch this anyway. That was just a really weird conversation that probably didn't need even get to happen.
Max made it so sad.
But yeah, crazy. So how
No,
did you
but
get to be known as the Miracle Monkey? Where did that come
this
from?
is this is funny. Uh, back when back when we started, probably like our second or third scrim as Weenie Hut Juniors. Um, we sorry about that. I think my brother just closed the bathroom door.
It's fine.
Um, we were I don't remember what team we were scrimming. It wasn't a big team. It was kind of just a put together like a team people put together.
Mhm.
And we ended our scrim on Temple of Anubis, our scrim on Temple of Anubis,
Yeah.
and we were losing. We were actually losing the like we were about to lose the scrim because we had I don't know maybe a minute left, and we didn't have any ults other than Primal, and we knew they had ults, and we just lost a team fight. And I mean, we didn't really lose a team fight, but we traded out, went like 3 for 4,
Mhm.
and I was the last person left on the point from our team, and I said, you know what, screw it. I mean, we're probably gonna lose the next fight anyways, so I might as well just primal. And I knocked all 3 people off the point long enough to actually solo cap the point,
Wow.
and I mean, when I hit Primal Distortions was angry with me. He was like, "We're gonna save ults for our last push and all that," and I knew we didn't have any ults and stuff.
Oh, so you
So I
were
said, "You
actually
know what? I'm
rebelling.
just I'm just gonna do it." Yeah, I said, "You know what?
Dang.
I'm just gonna do it. Why not?" And we ended up winning that match, that map, because I did that. And actually, the few days before Distortions actually asked me to play Winston for them. he I'd been playing with him in competitive, and there was a night where like I had like 3 crazy plays on Winston where I'd hit primal from spawn and contest the point long enough for my team to get there.
Wow. That's pretty crazy.
So yeah, that's where I picked it up.
That's awesome. They just started calling you the Miracle Monkey.
Hmm.
That's pretty dope. Like that brings me up another point that I've been thinking about while playing. Like, so in this fight, you guys didn't have any ults except your Primal Rage. They had ults, and then you went to go and you pop Primal Rage anyway, trying to hope for something, right?
Hmm.
So that's what you could say is a gamble. But you
Yeah.
could say also using any kind of ult is a gamble. It's just based on high risk, high reward. Like if you can somehow manage to make your primal rage work, you have the high risk. Like okay, there's like a high risk that this isn't going to work, but the high reward is like you could do this by yourself if you perform right, and then you can like so that's like the base gamble. But then you have this like what's the word? Like a modifier, I guess, of like how much skill you have using this. So the risk is lower and the reward is a more reachable thing. And it really depends on what I'm trying to get at is like each team takes gambles at their own discretion.
Yes.
Like they want to. I don't know if I use the discretion word right. Don't hate me. Um, but that's just the interesting things. Like some teams will be like, okay, let's try to shoot for this, or some teams have such a set way to play. They're like, don't do this, even though it will win them, because then they have a surefire way to do it, or something that works for them better. Like it's just really
Hmm.
interesting to see how teams function on that kind of level. Like if you're a high risk team, if you're a more disciplined, strict team, I guess. Well, I guess you could be disciplined and still take higher rewards. So just I guess stricter team, but that's really interesting. Where
Hmm.
would you think Weenie Hut Jr.'s falls in now? Like if you would say 10 being the strictest of teams of how you play, and then 1 being like whatever, try to do things and see if it works.
Well, if anybody's watched Weenie Hut Jrs. play, they'll know that we are pretty much a one.
Dang. I kind of thought you'd
Like
be on the lower numbers, but I didn't think you
a
would
lot of
consider yourself a one.
well, maybe not one, but probably down there three or four at most. A lot of because a lot of our big plays happen with people using ults at strange times.
Hmm.
Like our Genji player will every once in a while, name that age, he'll every once in a while he'll say, "Can I go for a Reddit play?" And doesn't matter what we say because he'll do it anyways, and he'll try
You
and 1v3, 1v4, 1v5 sometimes even, and it works for him so many times. Kind of annoys
triggers
me
you.
because he gets really, yeah, it kind of annoys me because he gets really pompous about it.
No, it triggers
But
me
like,
because my friend Fake Napkin does the exact same thing. He'd be like, "Okay, I got Graviton. Anyone ready?" And then pops it anyway, like without hearing any kind of thing. I'm like, "You mother, why? What just?" And I get gray hairs. I swear for my old team.
but yeah, that's how we play. We just kind of sometimes we'll go for like if we're running Zarya, yeah, we'll go for combos. But other than that, like we'll use B and Blade sometimes, or we'll pop Valkyrie and rush him with that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, with
most
supports,
of the
like,
time,
if you run, like, supports, you're like, okay, or if you run, like, a Lucio Zenyatta, you have to at least coordinate, like, okay, if Soldier ults, then Zenyatta's gonna ult. If, like, Genji pops Dragon Blade, then Beat's gonna drop, or something like that.
oh
Or
we
depending on
rarely
teams.
do that. We just kind of
Yeah.
we usually we do something I don't see a lot of other teams in AGL doing. Whenever they have Zen, we use Zen to engage a lot.
Yeah,
His
well,
ult, like we'll pop trance, just walk in with that, have all the healing in the world, and frag out in there.
see, that's
But
what,
then comes the downside of
sorry, keep going.
like there comes downside, yeah, there comes the downside of what you were saying. Like we don't have then we'd have Zen ult for a soldier ult or a Genji ult. It's kind of like what you were saying, high risk, high reward.
It is really interesting, because I would like to use Zen at whatever possibility. But if you have both and you have one, because you can have if you have, hold on, let me rethink this. Okay, if you have a Lucio and Zenyatta, you could use either or to engage, and then still have one for defense. And then hopefully by the
Hmm.
time they pop another ult, you'll have the other one that you used to engage with on defense again. If you still can, like, this is in a control map setting. Like, I don't know if you thought that, but that's what I thought. Based on like because you have to engage on a certain point. Um,
Yeah.
but like, because I love running Zenyatta so much. Like, the more I play this game, the more I'm like, you know what, Zenyatta is where I want to play. Because even if we're running Mercy, I'll still want to run Zen nowadays. Like, I used to not think this, but Speed Boost is a great tool. However, if your team isn't disciplined as like really high, or if your team isn't super disciplined to use that speed boost to your advantage every single time, you're not gonna get as much value, in my opinion. This is just my opinion
Yeah, I
from Lucio as you
absolutely
can get from a Zen. And
like I
Zen,
absolutely agree with that.
and then I was talking to
But
Mr. Tubbs about this too when because recently when I've been queuing up, it's been me and Tubbs and Vivi. Um,
mhm.
when I play Zenyatta, or I was like, we want to go to a dive, but we want to have a mercy, and then usually I play Zen because whatever, and then he brought up a point that Zen is more of a dive than Lucio, and I thought that was kind of weird because I'm like speed boost dive is great, but it's also true that if you're diving on a hero and there's a discord on him from far away and Zen is safe, then it's still gonna give you that effectiveness too. If you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying, because they're gonna die quickly. If you because if you don't want to go full dive of Zen Lucio, then I think either having a Zen Mercy or Zen or Mercy Lucio, I think either one's gonna work. And plus, I think well, I was gonna say Zenyatta defends himself better, but then Lucio does too because he has all that mobility. Like I feel personally as a Zenyatta main confident about any DPS try to dive me that I could take him out one on one, except Genji's the only one I have trouble with. Don't
You know,
misuse that
1v1 me right now to
information.
prove it.
Or Genji on Zenyatta, or Genji on
I'll
or
do
Zenyatta
anything.
on Tracer, because I will destroy you with
Anything.
Zenyatta on any kind of
Anything.
DPS
I'll
you want.
destroy you.
We'll have to do that after that. But my Zen game gnarly, and I'm not a person to brag. Like I usually try to stay humble, I guess, whatever, because there's no
Mhm.
really point in bragging. But I am confident with my Zen skills enough to a point where I can brag, if that makes any sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah. Even some tanks I'll 1v1 with Zen, and I'll be fine. Depends. Depends. Not Roadhog, sometimes if the Roadhog is bad, then I can do it. Winston, most likely if the Winston... Well, that's another thing. It depends on how good the tank is, because tanks usually have the upper hand, of course. But if I have a good
Yeah.
distance on them, then... Yeah. But yeah, I like me some Zen. That was really the moral of this story. And don't abuse your... Don't go ahead... Or don't go ahead and tell name to age, like, hey, go to the Zen with the Genji, because then I'll just have
Oh, he
someone
does that
see me
anyway,
say
so I don't
that.
even have to tell him.
I'll destroy him. I'll get better at dealing. My biggest problem with Genji is, like, I don't want to shoot him because he's going to deflect. But then, like, when I play Genji, too, because I flex around everything. So when I play Genji, I don't deflect until they start shooting anyway. So I should, like, either shoot, hope he misses early, use the deflect, and then start shooting while I still have full health. Because usually what happens is, like, he'll hit me, and then I'll start shooting, and then he'll be able to deflect something, so I'll be at a point where he can just dash and kill me. I'm like, well,
Yeah,
maybe
I
I
get
just
you.
don't engage on Genjis at all, but my pride won't take it. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying about Zen being better. I definitely agree with that for competitive, not like the competitive queue, because there's people that like there's so many people that just don't know how to engage with Lucio. Like when you get
Yeah.
speed Lucio, just stand still, choke, waiting
Yeah.
for I don't know, like for
Or
a
like
pick or
Lucio,
something.
you'll take with like speed boost outside of like, or outside of the gate instead of waiting for the choke to go through or something like that.
hmm
Yeah.
Or some Lucios just don't go get on speed boost at all. They think healing's the only thing that Lucio's good for.
I used to think that when I was platinum. Oh. Anyway, but there was a but to this story.
Yeah. Um, I think that Lucio's basically a must pick in almost every situation in our tournament scene
You know,
because
I
the
I also I
fact
would agree.
like
Sorry,
the
go ahead.
fact that you can just yeah the fact that you can just speed away from any engage really is so helpful. Like maybe on defense on 2CP I can see running Mercy Zen or Ana Zen or Ana Mercy or something like that.
Yeah.
But like something that Poofy taught me a while ago. Poofy's our Lucio player for those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been playing with Poofy since like November last year. It's almost been a year since we've been playing together.
Dang.
But something he taught me pretty early on because he used to be a one trick Lucio essentially,
Ah.
and actually back then we used to call him Poofio because he frags out now, but back then he was unstoppable. Like literally, he was our third DPS.
My goodness. DPS
But
Lucio.
he taught me really early on that whenever someone dives you, like as Lucio, when you're playing kind of defensively, you should probably be holding your amp for you and your other healer, because you can just speed away from it or heal if you need to. Like if they engage with their Lucio, not just use your Lucio to speed them in and then piggybacks off as the healer. You can just sit there and heal through it or speed away from it, and it's just so important in this tournament scene where everyone's communicating with each other, everybody knows what's going on.
Okay, but here's a counter argument. So what if it's the same thing? Okay, hold on. There's a smoke alarm going off because someone's cooking something. I apologize.
We'll just edit this down, right?
All right, don't call the fire alarm. It's cool, or fire people. My counter argument is also the same thing. Um, what if you are a very coordinated team and you can use like a Discord very efficiently, and anyone who tries to dive the Zen, if it's a very competent Zen, can get killed anyway. And then basically, if you lose a DPS to the Zenyatta and your other DPS are still there getting kills too, isn't that a one team fight already too?
Yeah. I mean, but like then we go back to the high risk high reward. Like
That is true.
running, I personally I love running Lucio Zen. I love diving on Discords so much, and having Poofy, knowing Poofy's gonna be there with me, fragging out is
Well,
always a comforting thought.
yeah, but I'm saying if you want to run Mercy,
hmm
well, this debate that, or I guess quote unquote debate that I guess I kind of started in, just saying like Mercy Zen versus Mercy Lucio, um,
Yeah, I get you.
basically. I used to be on the same page with you too, but just after seeing so much like use out of my Zenyatta, like getting the frags of people trying to jump me, also like helping out on tanks and like the Zenyatta ball spam is very strong if you use it correctly.
Yeah.
But but anyway, but you said you
Like the
had
thing,
yeah, go ahead.
I, I definitely agree with you. Like Mercy Zen's really good. But you've got to have good Mercy, and you've got to have even better Zen. And we have Storm, and he's a really good Zen, but Poofy is not comfortable really on Mercy, so we can't run that
Yeah,
as confidently, you know?
that I can agree. Like I'm not saying every team should run a Mercy
Yeah, of
Zen. I'm
course.
saying if you can use it, you should use it.
hmm Sorry, you were saying what were you saying before I interrupted?
I was saying that Mercy Zen was sorry, I had to mute my mom because someone or mute my mic because someone wanted to talk to me. Um, now I lost my complete train of thought. I was saying if you
Something
don't
about
have to
Mercy
run
Zen.
Mercy Zen, like because if your team isn't comfortable with those heroes, don't run it. I'm just saying it's a viable option if you have two supports who are both comfortable on Mercy and Zen that you
hmm
don't like. My point is that Lucio isn't all around powerful at our level. He might be all around powerful on a professional level, like World Cup level, because they want to use the speed. But at our level, where mistakes are made left and right, I think Zen's a nice cushion. Lucio's a nice cushion, and it really depends on it. As long as you can get value out of both of those, then you're good. Because what I'm talking about is each hero has a skill ceiling, right? You've heard of
Yeah,
their skill ceiling or whatever.
of course.
I would agree that, or I don't know if you agree, but I would agree Lucio's skill ceiling is probably a lot higher than Zen's on a professional level. However, at our tournament, if you look at our um, if you look at our like AGL season 2 as a building with like a skill roof that reaches like 30 feet or so, I would argue that Zenyatta's skill roof can go all the way to 50 feet, while like a Lucio skill roof can go all the way to 80 feet. Like I'm saying, within our 30-foot building of AGL and skill level, Zenyatta is just as viable as a choice as Lucio. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying overall for anyone who has anything like that. Like if we got so good or we had AGL seasons where we were at like a 60 or 70 level or 70-foot level of a skill ceiling, then Zen would stop having his effectiveness because it's capped out, and you can only do so much with Zen, and then Lucio would be the more effective choice. And the same thing with Ana. Ana's skill roof ceiling is probably like 120 or something crazy like that because of all the viable things you could do with her in that sense. But I'm for our competitive our AGL season, Mercy Zen is super nice for our team. Well, I like running Zen because I just love Zen overall. But
Yeah.
my point is like we will we're gonna see some Mercy Zen from probably Skybound Lightning. Who knows? I mean, I guess I'm the Lucio player for our team as well, so I might be on Lucio. Like if we're going on Lijiang Tower or something like that, then I'm definitely gonna play Lucio because you have all this boop opportunity that Zen can't give you. But if you're going to a place
hmm
like Nepal, there's only really one map that you're gonna get a whole lot of boop of, and that's Sanctum. So I'll probably run Zen on those other two maps.
So you'll run Zen, and your Mercy player will run Mercy instead of Lucio.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't know our
That's
other.
really
I
interesting.
don't know. I don't. Yeah, because right now Mercy's in a spot. Well, actually, did Mercy's patches just drop? Because
No, it
honestly,
didn't.
I think Mercy's right now Mercy is such a strong healer. If you use her right in your
hmm
team, like you get so much value with not a whole lot of effort. Even though I hate to say it, um, but I mean the more effort you're gonna put in, the more value you're gonna get. And I think it's very
Of
strong
course.
right now. And I think having a Mercy. I hate saying okay. I'm not gonna say every team needs a Mercy or every team needs a Lucio, but with my ideal team, like if I could have the best whatever players for whatever roles, I would like to run a Mercy Zen just because I think I like that playstyle. That might just be me. My team might disagree. Skybound Lightning people, if you hear this, this is my pitch for our Mercy Zen strats. Uh, but yeah, Um, I would like to run Mercy's End. Or Mercy, yeah, but obviously it's not always going to work for us, so I'm definitely going to be playing Lucio. And if we find someone who doesn't know how to play Mercy, then I'm going to be playing the Mercy, because I'm really the flex player. Like, or if we find two healers, then I'll just play tank for us and play on that Rhine. I need to work on my Winston. Give me Winston tips, so I can play with good Winston.
Jump up in the air and hope.
Yes, pray.
I'm telling
Jump
you,
up and pray.
that's how I play. That's
My
how I
gosh.
play Winston.
Jesus. But yeah. No, it's really interesting.
Mhm.
So
Honestly,
yeah, go ahead and say whatever you were saying.
I'm really sad with the current meta because Ana is so hard to play right now because Mercy just gets more value out of so much stuff. Like I think Ana Mercy is a pretty good comp, but the only problem I have with it is that Ana rarely gets her nano boost like that because Mercy's doing all the healing instead.
But then you could also
But
argue the fact that I just ignore that while I talk. It's not there. This is fine. My head is not on fire. You could also argue that Ana is gonna get exactly those heals too, because Ana, if you're in the middle of the fighting and you're healing left and right, because like let's say, I guess in an ideal world, there's gonna be a lot of damage that Mercy just can't heal all by herself unless she's popping Valkyrie. So Ana,
yeah, of course.
if you have perfect communication, like if you had perfect understanding of Ana and Mercy, like you could say, okay, this tank is Ana's priority and this tank is Mercy's priority, and if they're both taking damage, then they can both heal at the same time, you know, and you could still get those
Yeah.
heals out because there's no way. Because if Mercy was all that was needed to heal and Ana wasn't going to get any the healing that she wants, then why would we need two healers then? If you see what I'm saying? And then also, but you are right, like running Mercy and Ana, they're both main healers. When you can have like an off healer like Zen or Lucio, or even Symmetra, who has a different kind of support, that would be nice as well. But either way, I want to see more Ana play. I always really wanted to. I've been practicing my Ana as well, so you might see me playing Ana on SBL. Ooh, maybe. I don't know.
Honestly, I'm saying the Ana thing is
Did you just say,
Weenie Hut
honestly?
Jrs. I hate you.
I thought you said that, and I'm like, he didn't know. Oh, yes. Beautiful. Anyway, go ahead before I, there.
But Weenie Hut Jrs. If you're listening, I want to play Ana. I love playing Ana. It's
Yeah,
fun.
you don't need a Miracle Monkey. Get on instead.
Honestly, we have so many people that can flex on a tank and DPS if we need to.
Yeah. And I think, yeah.
I don't
Either
know.
way.
I think that's just me wanting to play Ana, trying to see all the light I can in her.
Ana's nice.
'Cause
Like,
she's.
Ana Lucio is a mean combo. Like,
Mhm.
speed boost and nano is just like, whew, is good.
And back during triple tank when Poofy and I would play Ana Lucio, we'd just hair through people. It was
The good
so
days.
good. like back during the Poofio days, I just remember seeing Poofy at like 10 health and saying, "Hey Poofy, you might want to switch to healing at some point."
Yeah, that was the
Like,
same thing
I
with
mean,
me because I saw your Overwatch video because I watch those guys all the time, and it's saying how
mhm,
like back then, uh, you shouldn't need to even go to heals on Lucio because Mercy does so much healing anyway. I mean for yourself, yeah, but like if you just stay on the speed boost and then every now and then like amp it up with speed boost, Mercy's gonna get the good heals anyway,
mhm.
and because you'll have more value out of the speed boost. But a lot of things, so many things have been changing, especially with like Lucio's nerf since then, where it's a little circle. Oh, do you remember? Do you remember when Lucio's wasn't a circle? I
I
remember.
remember, yeah, I remember wall riding on Route 66 on the first point, like on the canyon, while my team fight was going on. I'd be like, yeah, they're gonna heal.
That's probably why it was switched. Like, I honestly, I wasn't mad at the Lucio changes. Um, like when it's a
No,
rework like that, I can see what Blizzard's trying to do. Like they're like, okay, Lucio's off somewhere, who knows where, just speed boosting his team and keeping alive. But they want him to be in the team fight,
mhm.
and I can see it in a healthier way. And I hope they figure out what they do with Mercy and just keep it there because Mercy's going through so many like different changes. She must be tired. Just all these different changes she's going through. Um, but yeah.
I just I I used to be a Mercy main back in season 1 and 2. I'm filthy Mercy main.
My goodness.
Shout out to Storm.
Hey.
But but yeah, I still enjoy playing Mercy a lot. It's just like I think she's kind of overpowered right now. She's not a must pick, but she makes the game so much easier if you pick her.
I will see. I
And
wouldn't say that she's overpowered in a sense where the game's like broken around Mercy because, like you said, she's not a
no,
must pick. She is.
yeah, it's not like Anna was in season 2 and 3. But
Like I was
but
saying.
yeah, sorry.
No, it's all good. I'm just constantly yelling at people. Apparently, they don't know what podcast is. Uh, so Mercy, like you want a little overpowerness in the game. Like if like
Yeah, of course.
I mean, like if every hero, like Junkrat, like when they were doing the Junkrat thing, and I was watching another Your Overwatch video. They're saying the new mine thing is a little overpowered, but then again, before that was a thing, like Junkrat was never getting picked, like never, I mean, he was getting picked like a little bit, but it wasn't all in places where like you would rather have like a tracer or a soldier or something like that. And
Yeah,
soldiers
I
had
get
good
you.
enough days too. But you want people to like have this viability at least. I'm saying nerf
Hmm.
tracer. Tracer's never had a buff for nerf. Nerf tracer. She like Blizzard just shows so much favoritism to this stupid to this British person, in the lack of better, nicer words.
You were gonna say something else.
Probably. Um, but yeah, this is crazy. The nerfs and buffs we're all going through.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you have anything you want to say before we close this episode out? Like any kind of final things?
Vote where angels die for for best tank, for best main tank in
Oh yeah,
AGL.
I forgot we were doing that, huh? I gotta look at the things.
How do you vote for that? You just send Zach a message?
I don't think it's. I think it's not. It's
Not yet.
decided amongst the AGL staff, I believe,
Dang.
and that's
Well,
all of us
Zach,
casters and whatnot.
If you hear this, I think you're the best Lucio. So vote for me.
Hey, I'm also a part of this AGL staff. Okay, I could put in word
Max,
too,
you're a
but
good Zen.
thank you. Okay, done. That's monkey. Boom.
Alright, good luck.
Let's.
Good luck, everyone else. I've got the position set.
My gosh. No, but we're gonna look at. I think it's gonna change every week because we're gonna look at. Okay, this week, blah 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 blah. He's good. He did a good thing, and you might have
So
off
kind of like
days. Like
fantasy
even
points.
if you're, yeah, kind of like it's not. We're not. It's not gonna be as like clear and cut as fantasy points. It's gonna be more
Hmm.
like because you can't clear and cut value. Like sometimes someone's gonna
Yeah, of
dive
course.
someone, sacrifice themselves to kill someone. They get the kill, and then they win the team fight even because he sacrificed. You can't like point that. There's no way to measure certain values of things. But we're gonna see
I mean,
who, in our opinions, brought the most, and I guess we're gonna have votes for best tank, DPS, and support. And
I
that's
mean
gonna be a bi-weekly thing.
that's like the argument I heard a few months ago. Like for how do you determine who gains SR and how much?
Yeah. Well,
It's
I was
like
watching a video
you,
on that, and it's just crazy how that
yeah,
like you
like
can't
you could have a
measure
May
SR
come
like
in
that.
with yeah, you could have a May come in with a wall that saves your team from a team wipe that would have lost you the game, but
There's
the
no way
game
of
doesn't
knowing.
know that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um. But yeah. Um. But yeah, it's been a good time. Very insightful information. A lot of debates on healers and AGL, and it was good.
All
Baseball
right.
and football.
Now you all know how to counter SPL's team. You're welcome.
Uh, this was just in. I've said was lies. So now you don't know. A. But yeah. This has been the seventh episode of TeamWatch featuring Where Angels Dies. It's yeah, he's the good monkey, the good miracle monkey on Weenie Hut Jrs. Um, tune in on Sundays to see our AGLs plays. anyone who's watching this and isn't part of the AGL anyway, because most everyone's gonna tune in anyway. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. You lovely people.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for showing up finally, because I was busy and you were busy, and it was like this. We finally got it recorded. But anyway,
Yep.
This has been the Big Fat Mex signing off, I guess.
I'm switching. Go res me.
I had to reset my ult. Nathan, I swear to God, if you lose the 1v1 without mercy.
I'm about to.
Oh, nice. Wow, I'm so helping.
Finna.
We just have to get it to overtime, boys. Or do you have noon?
Point, guys, the point.
We all just
This
jump on
ends
point.
half on point.
Yes, good
Then
point, Steve. We got res out of them. We got res out of them.
Kill the
Alright,
Mercy.
low.
Kill the Mercy. They're gonna high noon this again. Don't fucking solo high
Item.
noon me, you retarded cunt. Jesus. What do you think he's gonna do? Burst through 1,000 health?
Then
Yeah. A real nigga would've.
And
Soldier behind us. Fuck it, I'm on him.
They Storm, they can, but the guy tried to do it as I'm popping.
I'm pretty
Primal.
sure it would take the entire duration.
It takes most of it. He just fails me over and over again. He's so bad.
The soldier there is so fun.
Bro, I told you I could run McCree, you guys.
I'm really the most
Haters, bro.
bro.
God damn it.
What?
See, that's how you know we did bad.
Yeah, that was a poor game,
How
boys.
did I get 5G?
The poor game, boys, not gonna lie.
Me dying. Oh,
Hey, look, it's me.
Oh yeah, guys.
What?
Damn.
What did I do?
That was pretty sick.
Wow!
Oh, look at me. The
Oh my
McCree.
god.